Hello, friends. All right, we're getting this all situated. I have to move my lights. I need better lighting in my den. That's for sure. So put that over there. Get everything ready to go. Get my iPad going. Y'all, it's been a doozy of a day. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. All right, looks like maybe a little bit of a delay. Let's see. Sure. So, pull this out. Yes, we're gonna pull this out. I was filming videos this weekend, and it just sort of changes my camera orientation just a little bit. This is so wild. But we're pretty good. All right. Not perfect, but close. All right, friends. If you are stopping by, drop a quick comment. Let me know you're here. We will get into crafting very, very shortly. I know I just announced the theme of tonight's live earlier today. That's A-okay. Why do I have my Kindred glass mat? That's all right, too. All right. Getting over a little bit of congestion, but we are almost there. Let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. So, I'm using a new stamp set for me. This is also like a pretty new stamp set overall. I think it came out, maybe it was the December release, if I'm wrong, maybe November. But we're going to be using the Cute Friends stamp set. This stamp set has a bunch of adorable little critter cuties that we're going to be dabbling with. We're going to be coloring up the main kitten tonight. But I've got a couple of her friends colored up too. So I thought maybe we'll pull them all in. So why don't we jump into doing a little bit of coloring. Let me grab just a piece of cardstock to throw behind her. Use some yellow. She's not going to be super difficult to put together. So we're going to start with some C3, and we're going to do that around her head. I'm actually really excited about this card because I'm pulling in a handful of products, and some of them, I think most of them are going to kind of be unexpected. I bet you, though, the word dye that I'm using today, I bet if you go to the website and look, if you're familiar with this fandom, I'm using the most obvious word dye for today's project. So you're going in with that C3. Just going around her face. Just like that, and then we're going to do her ears and her paws. All right. Next, we're going to go in with some C1. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any comments. I don't think I am. All right, I think we're good. We're going to go in with some C1. And we're just going to going to add that next to where we put the C3 down. Just to kind of help carry that shadowy out. Yes, I said shadowy. We're going to go in. Just going to go around. I was getting my camera ready, and I had forgotten that over the weekend I was filming, and one of the videos that I was filming, which actually comes out this Friday, it's not Kindred related, but the spoiler of the video is that it required me to have to pull my camera out so it was further away because of the workspace I needed for part of the project, which is kind of out of the norm for me, but that's okay. So we're going to go with some C00 next. I actually can't really talk about what I filmed this weekend. Like I said, one of them is coming out on Friday on my YouTube channel. And then the other one is not going to be on my YouTube channel. It's for somebody else. I'm actually really, really excited because I made a collection of cards that I think are just going to be really sweet. I know they're really sweet. I've seen the finished project, but I'm excited to see when y'all can see them. It's just kind of going in. All right, now we're going to go with the colorless blender. So I'm going to take a 0 colorless blender and just kind of drag it into the kitten. She got a big head, and that's okay. I just kind of want to bring this ink to kind of feather in that sea gray, that cool gray, into the white of the paper. Just kind of going in. I don't like to use my colorless blender for much, but it does help me for my blending of my grays. I can't believe this is already my last Facebook Live of the month. Just gonna keep going. But of course, I'll be back next month with more inspiration. Actually looking at some product that's on my desk right now. I can't unfortunately show y'all, but I'll be filming with it soon. Oh, and I just realized I didn't get feet. That's okay, we'll get those now. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. I don't think so. Like I said, if you're stopping by, drop it a quick comment. Just say hello. Do some C3. My husband has not made it home from work yet, so I am keeping the dogs entertained during my live as well. Usually he's so kind as to corral them and bring them into the bedroom, and excuse me, not today, and that is A-okay. Alright, so C00, get that, and then finish off with my colorless blender. Where did you go? Like I said, I just want to make sure that everything blends nicely with this colorless blender. Maybe I'm doing a little too much, but I just want to make sure. I'll use a little bit of a refill sometime soon. But it's not making a squeaky noise, so that's worth something. All right. Next, let's go in. We're going to color her little overalls. And let's start with some B04. And we're just going to go in and do those. On the left side is where there's going to be shadow. And a little bit under here as well. All right, and then we're going to do B02. Just like this. And then finish off with B000. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's repeat these colors. So we got B04. And then we've got B02. 000.
And that in.
Awesome. All right, next let's go and let's work on her bow. I'm gonna use RV17.
This is also going to be the same color for her shirt. Her shirt, I was looking up traditional colors, and red came up as like the most often. I don't want a red shirt. It is going to kind of throw off my card a little bit. So I'm doing pink. And some.
Like that. Perfect. Now we're gonna do some RV55.
RV55 is honestly probably my favorite pink because it's a really bright pink, but it's not bright enough that you're gonna think that it's fluorescent. Because I don't use the RV zeros very often for this reason. There's something about them to me very similar, like why I don't use the Y zeros that often, that there's like a very fluorescent nature to them, even though they're not technically like the fluorescent markers. So a lot of times I struggle when it comes to using my RVs to find a pink that is going to be bright enough without being like neon or fluorescent, whatever you would like to call them.
I feel like neon and fluorescent kind of fall under the same realm, right? Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Also, I am not seeing any comments, so if I'm missing somebody, if someone said something, I do apologize. Facebook is not showing them to me today. But then again, maybe there just hasn't been any, and that's totally A-okay too. So this is RV52.
Alright.
You can also, when you're using these colors, if you want them to be a little bit more deep, you can use RV66 as a shadow. I just don't think that really goes with the feel of today's card.
But you can do it. We're going to repeat our colors. So we're going to do RV17. I'm just going to kind of talk through as I repeat the colors. Y'all, it was a day. But I'm glad I am home. I'm working through some
Crafting commitments because my in-laws are coming in this weekend and it's my husband's birthday. So we've got stuff to do that is, of course,
not going to allow me to be crafting, and that is A-okay. So I've got a couple things that I've got to finish up. But we'll get there. I'm not worried about it. We're planning a vacation in August, so that's exciting. I know I just got back from, me and my husband went to the land of the mouse in Florida. So that was fun.
but now it's time for the next adventure.
We're heading to Japan in August. So we're very excited about that. We had solidified some hotel reservations. And we're just looking forward to very new and amazing experiences overseas. Maybe I can grab some cheap Copic stuff over there, right? They'll come home with the rest of the refills that I need. You never know. You never know.
All right, we're almost there. I think I'm going to, for her buttons, I'm just going to make them darker blue. So we're going to B04, kind of, and I could have made them yellow. I could have really done anything. And then we're going to finish off, we've got her nose. Her nose is yellow. So we're just going to do, let's see, we're going to do Y19. and Y11. Gonna blend them together, and then we'll repeat it to get a nice saturation. Y19 and Y11. All right. See, that came together really quickly. She didn't take too long to color. We're about a little less than 20 minutes into our live. She probably took about 15 to color up. So I think that's pretty darn good. All right, I'm going to take a quick water break. All right, let's fussy cut her out. All right. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to be kind of not super, try not to be super close to the white. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. I hope you're having a good night. The whiskers are going to be the fun part to fussy cut around. It's okay. Go around her ear, around her bow. Fun little behind the scenes, the scrap paper that I colored her on is actually leftover space from where I colored my February release projects, those images. So if you haven't seen the calendar, our release is next week, Friday. So as usual, sneaks are going to start very soon, next week on Monday. Be sure to keep an eye out for when Heather or Audra shares about the release event. So you can make sure to jump in and see all of the new inspiration that the design team has. It's going to be an awesome release. There are a lot of fun sets coming out. As usual, I cannot give anything away. Don't want to get in trouble, you know, but I always think our releases have something for everybody. I definitely think this is going to be one of them as well. We've got some really fun stuff coming out soon, too. I just saw some future sets. Don't want to be a tease too much, but I think they're wonderful. There we go. We got her all taken care of. So she's all cut out. Let's see what else we got. So I also colored up. Now, if I'm being entirely transparent, I'm not overly familiar with the fandom. I know, shame on me, and I'm very sorry about that. But I did also color up her bunny and her dog pal, and I thought we could maybe use all of them on a card together today. I think that would be really cute. So this is my idea for what I have for today's card. So I'm pulling in a paper pad that I don't even know when I've used it before, but I know it's still in stock. I'm going to be using the Soft and Sweet pattern paper, and it's got these really soft pastel tones, which when I was looking through it, I was like, you know what? This really does work so perfectly with this stamp set. Those soft sort of pinky and pastel colors. And what we're going to do is I've already cut it out, but I am going to use this pattern of like this pastel rainbow. And when you open it, the stripes are vertical. And then I was like, you know what? I want to use the stripes horizontal. And then I was positioning the rectangle die in the card basics. And I actually decided to cut out my panel on an angle because I thought that it would just be really sweet that way. I don't know why, but it just cut out really nicely. I like how it looks. Normally, I don't cut out my papers on an angle because it doesn't preserve a lot of the paper that's left. I feel like you get more odd scraps that way, but I just really thought it was sweet this way. I like the diagonal stripes. So we're going to do that. And then we are going to also use the Hello die cut, the Hello word die cut. I have a vellum die cut background that we're going to adhere it on top of, and we're going to put all the critters underneath. And I just thought Hello was such a sweet and perfect sentiment for this. And I've got one last little bit of whimsy we're going to talk about when we get there. So let's go in. Let's start adhering. Also, too, you might hear my husband come inside. He's just getting home from work. All right, let's see. Am I missing? Hello, Audra. Hope you're having a good night. I also think that this soft and sweet paper pack is on sale right now. I want to say when I was looking earlier, because our papers are usually standard price when they're brand new is usually $7.99. This paper, I saw that it was $4.99. So that is a nice little savings if you haven't added it to your collection yet. So definitely keep that in mind. And then the Cute Friends set, that's a 4x8 set. That I want to say the standard price is usually what, $18.99 for that. You can hear all the little tippy tappies in my house going to greet my husband. Oh, they're very happy, and I don't blame them. He also snuck around the corner so I wouldn't see him. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this onto our vellum. I'm just going to kind of press it nicely into place. And then I just want to position this. We've got hello. I don't want to put it too far up. I kind of want it to be maybe right in the middle. And then we're going to put all of our critters. So it's going to go like right there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully put liquid adhesive behind my hello. Now, I just used vellum in a previous Facebook Live. And when you're using vellum, you want to be very careful with how you adhere it to your paper. My dogs are very excited. Oh my goodness. I don't blame them at all though. Because the reason that you want to be careful is because vellum is going to show the adhesive behind it and it's going to look like a wet spot. And you don't really want that. You want it to look natural. That's the nice part about using regular just paper to adhere. It's opaque, so you can't see through it and you can't see where you put your glue. But you kind of got to be mindful of it when it comes to vellum because you can see through it. It's translucent, not opaque. So you just want to be careful and make sure that you don't have any peekies coming through. So, all right, we're going to go ahead. So we've got hello. And then I want to arrange our cuties. Do them like that. I don't want to take away both of the ears, but I do have to take away one of them for this dog. So we're going to go in. I'm going to go just like that. Just kind of start to arrange them. Just like that. Make sure I use my grid mat to make sure everything is lining up nicely. And maybe I will cover up the ear, but you can still see part of it. All right, so we're going to go in. Here. Right here. See, just like that. So we got the little bunny, we got the little kitty, we got the little dog. Perfect. And then they're all gonna just go on the bottom of this card. Just like that. Okay, we're getting there. I originally was just gonna do the kitten, but then I was like, you know what, I've got time today. Let's go ahead and do the other ones as well. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna use some foam strips behind them just to give them a little bit of lift. I've got 3mm foam strips from scrapbook.com that are pre-cut into nice strip sections. And we're gonna use them today because they just make my life easier and I love them. So let's go in. Go in. And this. And I like to put the foam tape where the die cuts or the cutouts kind of overlap, just because I feel like it kind of gives a little bit of extra reinforcement so they don't wiggle around too much or become separated. Is that true? I don't know. That's just the thing Justin does. Going in. I want to go ahead now and let's do a little bit more with this ear. A little more right there. And then here. And there. Okay. Perfect. So that's, like I said, that's going to give them a little bit of lift. You know, be really cute with this card too is there's the other cuties. You could put them on top, so it could be 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, just to say hello. So we're gonna remove all of this foam tape. Why is this always like the most tedious part of any card? Is the adhesive. Oh yay. It's okay. We'll get there. It's all to make it look pretty. And we like pretty. All right, so now we're gonna position these. So just kind of make sure that they're nice and even. Are they even? I think they're about as even as they're gonna get. We're gonna get the trash put away. Okay, I said one last bit of whimsy. And so I really wanted to do something with this card to incorporate a die cut beyond just the hello. So I was trying to think, and I was going through the website, and I was looking at all the die cuts. I'm like, what do you want to do, Justin? You're not making a scene card, so you're not needing to create like a whole scene with these critters. So what would be appropriate? And what I came up with was, I was looking at the mouse add-on caramel apple dies, and it was not this set. I grabbed a second set, but it's not that set. It's the basic set, not one of the holiday ones. And I saw this bow, and it reminded me of this bow. And I'm like, I think we need an extra bow. So I die cut out the bow, and I think I'm going to just very lightly ink blend the edges so that it just has a little bit of variation to it. And we're just going to use that as an embellishment on the card that I think would be really sweet and different. So I'm getting a paper inking palette ready to go. And I'm just going to use this to help keep my dies in place. And I'm going to do this. And that. And that. Okay. So they're just a little random. We're going to use, I have my Kitsch Flamingo Distressing. So I'm going to go in. And I just wanted to use something that was just going to be slightly darker, but not like dark pink. So I didn't want to use picked raspberry. I'm just going to go in. Sir, ma'am, Bo, please don't move. Just like that. Now, it'd be really pretty if you wanted to like spritz it with some glitter. but this is what we're doing. All right, so I've got my bow, and this is just a mini blending tool by Ultinu, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna start adhering. And I think I want to just kind of pull this up for a second. Don't fall off there. Fall off. That's okay. And I'm just going to start using my glue press to put these into place. So the moral of the story is shop your stash. You never know what you're going to find. And I didn't know what I wanted to use with these cuties, and I saw this and I'm like, you know what, this is pretty perfect. So we're gonna have an extra little bow on our project. Just thought it was really clever, if I'm allowed to say that myself. No, come on, just stay in place. You don't want to go anywhere. Also too, like, it's always interesting to learn how different like mediums adhere, like different papers. These are not the same papers that I'm using. Like the top one is like a cardstock, and then the one underneath is smooth pattern paper, and they just don't adhere the same way. So it's just a little bit of a struggle, but we're getting there. So, let's see. A little bit right there. No. All right. So, our little bow. I just thought it would be really cute just to kind of have that at the top of our card. Just like top center. And then we'll put a little bit of embellishments on it too, don't worry. And I think we're going to adhere this, I don't know, with some foam tape? Sure, why not? Just like this. All right. It's going to give it a little lift, just like the characters. And look, the bow is also going to match the kitten. All right, let's see. So this is, try to center it the best that I can. So I'm using my grid mat. I'm using my eyeballs. I think, oh, as good as it's gonna get. Just a little bit of a bow. Just to give it that little oomph. Okay, let's just double check comments, see if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. Oh, you're so sweet, Kristen. And you are so sweet too, Karen. So I want to put a backing piece onto this, and I was originally going to do pink, but I've used a lot of pink recently, especially with Valentine's Day. So I believe the color I'm using is called Apple Mint. It's by Gina K Designs. And you can kind of find a similar-ish color in the pastel rainbow behind it. And I don't know, I just thought green would work. So we're gonna adhere it. So I use the stitched rectangle from the Card Basics, the stitched rectangle die cuts 4x5 1/4, and then I used another die from a different set, not Kindred, to die cut out the rectangle behind it. The rectangle behind it is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so it gives you this really nice thin frame. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna adhere it to an A2 sized card base. I left a little bit of a stain on there, but that's okay because you can't see it. And I feel very proud to use paper that's a little marked up that otherwise might not get used. So we're gonna go in, just like that. Perfect. All right, now before I start staining my white card base, because I have not cleaned up my ink. I'm not done quite yet, but we're gonna do a quick cleaning. Did I not bring any of my Kindred cloths in here? Ugh, I have some of these craft tools, so we'll have to use one of these. All right. So let's clean this up real quick, and then we're also gonna wipe this off. All right, let's go in and put this away. This paper inking palette is very well loved. It's a little marked up and stained, and that's a-okay because it still works wonderfully. And if it gets not sticky, I can just wash it with some dish soap, some Dawn dish soap, and it comes back. All right. Last but not least, we're going to add a couple embellishments. I've got these sparkly silver holographic discs that I would like to use, and I don't have, do I have an embellishment cup anywhere? I do, I have my Kindred one right here. So we're gonna just kind of dump some of them out. That should be more than enough. And I just want to add a couple. We're not gonna add too many. So I'm gonna do like 1, 2, 3. And let's go in, let's go ahead and hear these. And just for a little bit of sparkle. Let's see, probably sneak a little one in down there. And one more over here. Perfect. Let's do, these do have a side that you're supposed to adhere them with. So we're going to try to locate them. And there we go. Okay. Let's do one last bout of checking comments. Oh, thank you so much, Carrie. So we have, do I need to do one more? 2 more? I do think I need like 1 or 2 more. Okay, hold on. We're going to do one more right here, a small one right there. And then, well, it'll be fine. I know I'm working in even numbers. You guys will be the only one who will count and know, right? Maybe one more. I don't want to overdo it with sequins, you know? Just like that. Perfect. Now I'm done. We're not adding any more. So we are all done. We've got our little critter card with all the soft colors ready to go. We used our Cute Friends stamp set for the images. We used the Hello Word die for the sentiment. We used the, what's it called? Soft and Sweet pattern paper. That the name is now escaping me because I have a terrible memory apparently. Yes, it is called Soft and Sweet. That's where we got our background from, which we die cut from the large rectangle die in the Card Basics. And then we did also use the bow that's included in the Mouse add-on caramel apple set for the dies. So yeah, so I think this is super cute. It's a little different for me. It's very, very soft. And I hope that this gives you guys a little bit of inspiration for a way that you can use a Cute Friends set, or really any set. I mean, bows kind of work with a lot of different themes. You can also use it for like birthday present-ish cards as well. So just keep in mind, shop your stash, find those dies that are going to work for maybe not like directly what you think you're going to need it for. Because like this is supposed to be on top of a caramel apple lady mouse die. you know, but like here we are, we're just going to use the bow, and it's a sweet little embellishment for this card. So thank you all so much for stopping by tonight. I'll be back next month with more Facebook Live inspiration. Like I said, keep an eye open this weekend. The invitation for the February release event will be going live. So you'll be able to tune into that, see what all the design team inspiration there is to share. And I look forward to seeing you guys next month for more crafty fun. Thank you so very much. Have a great Wednesday night, everyone. Goodbye.